They laughed at humans, but under the ice, everything changed. They said humans were weak, unworthy of the stars. Out here on the frozen world of Europa, no one expected a miracle. But fate had other plans. Europa's sky was an endless black canvas, torn only by thin yellow lines of sodium light flickering over the mining colony. Commander Rana Li was used to the grind-cold hands, colder coffee, the endless roar of drills biting into ancient ice. Tonight should have been another routine shift. But tonight, destiny would call dot just before midnight. A drill shrieked. The sound was rung higher, frantic. Then everything went silent except for the chattering alarms. The crew clustered around the hole, eyes wide. A glow rose from the ice, blue and alive, as if something beneath was waking up. Rana pushed through. Her crew, boots crunching frost, heart pounding with a fear she'd never admit. Her chief engineer, Garrick, was kneeling by the hole, face lit by an eerie blue light. "We hit something," he said, voice barely above a whisper. It was no mineral. It was no metal they'd seen. Beneath the ice was a shape angular, ancient, humming with silent power. Garrick reached out with trembling hands, brushing away the last slivers of frost. The artifact's surface rippled and pulsed, sending tremors. Up his arm, the artifact was unearthed, lifted from the crevice, encased in ice and all. As they set it in the lab, it sent out a silent pulse, an invisible wave that rattled the lights. The walls and every human bone in the colony, above Europa, satellites caught the signal as it flared outward into the black. Unbeknownst to the miners, a beacon had just awakened. And others were listening. Aliens respond. Humanity faces its first test deep in the void. Aboard a Jax Dominion warship, alien sensors screamed. The captain, all scales and arrogance, hissed orders. To the Jax, such a pulse meant one thing, a weapon. And to their minds, only they had the right to such power. Within hours, 3 Jax cruisers appeared in Europa's orbit. Their message was as cold as the ice below. Surrender the artifact. You have 1 hour. Panic swept through the colony. The artifact had killed half the power grid. Civilian comms were jammed. Rana's voice rang out in the control dome. No one panics. We move to shelters now. Garrick, I need options. We're running blind. But, Commander, the artifact is reacting. I think it's powering up. Weapons? Rana asked. Not yet. But give me time and tools, and maybe I can make it do something. In the chaos, she made her choice. The artifact was loaded onto Aurora, the only ship on Europa with even a chance of fighting back. Its hull was battered, her engines old, but it was humanity's only hope. As civilians fled below ground. Rena led a skeleton crew onto the Aurora, the artifact pulsing on her bridge like a new heartbeat. Against all odds, humans refused to bow Drax. Ships opened fire, plasma bolts slamming into Europa's surface. The colony trembled. The Aurora launched, cutting a jagged arc through the storm, heading straight for the enemy. On the bridge, Garrick worked frantically, patching artifact conduits into the pulse cannon. The artifact's energy surged wild, unpredictable, almost sentient. Lights flickered. For a heartbeat, it felt as if the ship itself was alive. Jack's weapons hammered the shields. "We're not going to last," someone shouted. Rena's knuckles turned white on the helm. "Target their command ship." All power to the new weapon. Garrick threw the last switch. Now or never. A searing beam erupted from the Aurora. Blue as midnight, tearing through the void. The lead Javak ship, a colossus of steel and pride, exploded in a blaze of fire. The alien fleet recoiled, stunned by the impossible. Human ship, stand down. The Javak's captain screamed, but it was too late. The pulse artifact, feeding on the energy of battle, unleashed another wave. Vac systems crashed, their own shields turning against them. The Dominion ships broke formation, panic rippling through. Their ranks. The message heard across the stars. In those moments, the galaxy witnessed something new. Humanity, armed with courage and raw ingenuity, stood up to the bullies of the void. The pulse that swept across the system was more than a weapon. It was a message. We will not be conquered. We are more than you think. The Jirax limped away, their pride shattered. Europa's sky went quiet again, but the galaxy was forever changed. From distant worlds, alien eyes turned to Earth, wondering what else the humans were hiding beneath their battered shells dot down on Europa. Rana stepped out onto the ice. Aurora hovered above, scarred but alive. Her crew cheered. The artifact spent for now glowed gently in her hands. Jarek grinned, exhaustion and pride mixing in his eyes. Commander, we did it. She nodded, her gaze on the distant stars. No, humanity did it. And they'll never laugh at us again. Cliffhanger Humanity's destiny begins where it spread faster than light. Human resilience, human courage, the legend of Europa. On Earth, secret shipyards began work on pulse-powered frigates. In alien councils, whispers grew. The humans have. Awakened Dot and in the quiet shadows beneath Europa's ice. Other relics waited. Mankind's journey had only just begun. Dot end.